Comodo dicebat si quando commoda vellet, diceret insidias arius insidias, et tu miri fice sperabat sesse locutum, cum quantum poterat dixerat insidias, credo sic mater, sic libera vinculus eius, sic maternus a vos dixerat atquavia, hoc mis insidiam requierant omnibus audes, audibante adec lenite et leviter, nec sibi post illa metuebant talia verba, cum subita fertur nuntius horribilis, Aionius fluctus post qui luc arius isset, iam non Aionius esse sed Haionius. In Catullus 84, Catullus mocks the affected pronunciation of a pretentious social climber presumed to be Quintus Arrius. Catullus ridicules Arrius because Arrius tries to imitate the diction of the Hellenized Roman aristocracy by inserting aspirations into words where they do not belong. Catullus uses sound and metrical effects as a primary means of describing Arrius's mispronunciations and as a means of mockery. He criticizes Arrius for aspirating incorrectly and for doing so with much enthusiasm. According to the scholar Elizabeth Van Diver, Arrius's difficulty in pronunciation lies in his tendency to release too much air or to hiss. It is therefore important to note that the letter S occurs 40 times within the poem, thereby creating a hissing sound throughout the poem. The letter H is also used to contribute to an over-aspirated sound effect. What's even more striking is the placement of the words that end in the letter S in the poem. The first two pentameters, the middle two hexameters, and the final two pentameters. In the four pentameters that end with the letter S, those ending words, Hinsidias, Hinsidias, Horribilis, and Haionius, are each 4 syllables long and also start with the letter H. Furthermore, the usage of certain words indicate Catullus' critical view of Arrius. For example, note the word liber in line 5. There have been various interpretations of the usage of the word liber, one of which claims that liber is used to denote the low social status of Arrius' family. This interpretation isn't far-fetched because the poem specifies only the uncle as being free in line 5, thereby implying that the rest of the family is servile. But perhaps there is a better interpretation of the word liber, more suited to the overall theme of Catullus 84. The scholar C. L. Noodling points out that liber is probably a nickname for Bacchus, in the sense that when one becomes intoxicated, he or she becomes free from any cares in his or her life. Certain sound effects support this interpretation of a more bibulous tone. Note how the elision of sese in line 3, the stuttering jingles in line 4 with the words cum quantum poterat dixerat, and the hiccup effect with the repetition of sic all contribute to this idea. Moreover, the many S's in the last line of the poem add to this notion of a drunken effect and a slushy sound. Arrius's overindulgence in wine could have also contributed to his aspirated speech. In addition, based on this interpretation, one can then assume that the free uncle was Bacchus, but not in a literal sense. It is in the sense that his uncle shares the family's reputation of being party givers. Ultimately, Catullus underscores Arrius' tendency to overindulge himself in wine and also mocks Arrius' pretentiousness through his clever use of sound and word choice in Catullus 84. Arrius was saying hadvantages whenever he wanted to say advantages, and ambush he was saying hambush, and then he was hoping that he had spoken extraordinarily whenever he had said hambush as loudly as he could. I believed thus his mother, thus his free uncle, thus his maternal grandfather and grandmother had spoken. With this man having been sent into Syria, the ears had rested for all concerned. They were hearing these same words gently and lightly, and not afterwards were they fearing such words for themselves, when suddenly a horrible message is brought, that the Ionian waves, after Arrius had gone there, were now not Ionian but Hionian.